following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised. In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now. Oh my God, what are you talking
This is the Vital Idol, and you're listening to Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10 on trashtalkingradio.com. And remember this, when the Vital Idol tells you, it's got to be true. And when it's on the internet, it's got to be real. It's Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10. I am the top of pop, the king of swing, the international rock star way above par, the host with the most, Mr. Tuesday Night, the Vital Idol. Classy Mike Trash, and thank you very much.
It is Trash Talking Radio. It is Tuesday night, and it is hopefully the best night of the week, even though I'm having technical issues today. Some weird technical issues, but we'll get it. We'll figure it out. Something happened, and I'm getting these ads popping up all the time. I think we've been hit with some kind of malware that's loading pages, and I'm not expecting it to load, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I'll figure that out. Not for this week. We're going to have to figure it out. But most of our talk this week is going to be about my trip. So I got some really cool stuff. Now I got to figure out how to turn this on. That's not it. Oh, there it is. Found it. Playing it in the background. So I figure we don't really need to play it in the background since we're here. We know what's being played. So, Doug, how you doing? How was your week?
I'm doing well. I had a good week. Grandson cleaned and went today. Brooklyn, and some of the work children. I'm so proud of him, and I showed him video.
That's awesome.
Yes, yes. He's up 3 stories like it's nothing.
Well, that's a good thing. As you were aware, I went to Hollywood, and Hollywood's a place to, geez, it's a cool place, but I never would have imagined what I would run into there. So I guess I'll get right into it. That way we can get into other stuff. But hey, Ann, how you doing? Hi, Danielle. Glad you made it. I got some really good news and lots of really fun stuff. My contract is up with VIP. Yay. I mean, they were good. I appreciate everything they've done for me, but it was time to move on, you know. There is those times when you outgrow things and you have to move forward, and that's where I'm at right now. I went out with my buddy Tina, and we got a, okay, so this is bizarre, but it's a must have thing. So I fly into LA and I went to pick up my car because I rented a Tesla. I figured that, you know, I like Teslas. Why drive a gas car when I can get a Tesla? And I know that it's better for the environment. It's overall cheaper too because they set it up so that they'll charge the car up and then you drive around and you don't have to pay for gas. You don't have to pay for electric. You don't have to pay to recharge the car. So that makes it worthwhile right there because you pay a little bit more money for the Tesla or, you know, electric car. But the thing that's cool about it is that instead of paying $6.50 a gallon or whatever the price of gas is, you get a charged car and you don't have to charge it before you return it. So in essence, you get free fuel. So that's kind of a good deal. I get there and I first ran into a really long line. It's a brand new center. It has them, it has Avis, it has like three or four different car places in it. But I noticed that Budget had like around 25 terminals. Guess how many people they had working? Not that bad, but pretty bad. It was between 3 and 5, or no, 3 and 4. At times it was 3, at times it was 4. And talk about being inconvenient. We stood in line no quicker than 90 minutes, and it could have been longer than that to get my car. And then when we get my car, it was even worse. It got even worse. How worse could it get? Well, they didn't have a Tesla, so I had to get. I've got to figure out what picture to put because they took my picture away. Darn it! So they didn't have my car. They had a car, and they said, "Well, we're going to have to give you an upgrade." An upgrade. I said, "Is it a Tesla?" They said, "No." I said, "Then it's not going to be an upgrade." And he gave me a Genesis. Now, I'm open-minded. I mean, if Genesis would have been better, I would have been happy. But I knew ahead of time that Genesis probably wasn't going to be better. And boy, was I right. It could not have been any worse. Well, no, it could have been worse. But it really was not very good. It was. I mean, if you didn't ever have a Tesla, I'm sure it was great. It was probably fantastic if you didn't ever have a Tesla. But because I have a Tesla, everything's compared to the Tesla. So we get in it, and I'm thinking, okay. Well, first off, I was like, we had to put our luggage in the trunk. I couldn't figure out how to open the trunk. No, wait, I think I did figure that out. But I got in the car, and I'm like, okay, how do we start the car? Where's the key?
Well, first of all, is a Genesis electric or gas?
It's electric. It's a Kia, I guess. So we get in the car, and we're like, how do I start this car? I don't see any keys. And I'm like, looking all over the place. Where's the keys? Where's the keys? And I finally said to the one guy that was there that worked for him, where's the keys? He said, on the dash. I looked, sure enough, there they were right in front of me. You could tell I was tired then. And so, okay, I got the keys. And I thought, okay, well, now at least I got the keys. So now we got to figure out how to drive this car. So the Tesla, everything's on the computer screen. So you just, make it go forward, go backwards, whatever. No, I'm back home. Uh, so I'm back. So I got every time I go. By the way, every time I've been to California so far, I've had car problems. I couldn't. The one time my car wasn't there. The one time, it just doesn't seem to. It's never a good place for cars. So so then I figure out how to start the car because there's a start button, but you can't start it if you don't have the key. There's a start button, and it started, and I'm looking around like, well, how do I put it in gear? How do I get it to go? Because it has a stalk on the one side, that's your windshield wipers. The stalk on the other side, that's your, see, what is that? That is your, let's see, windshield wipers. What's on the other side? Um, uh, uh, I forget, but it wasn't to put it in front. Yeah, there you go. See, in the Tesla, there's no turn signal stalk, and there's no windshield wiper stalk. So I'm not used to having stalks there. But there's no drive stalk. There's no, how do you put it in gear? And I'm looking around. I'm trying to figure out how in the world you put this in gear. And eventually, I found it. It's down where the gear shift. If you had a manual shifter, it's down there. It's so there's a wheel that you got to turn to make it go forward and reverse. I had a problem with that the whole time, the whole weekend. I kept looking for the forward and the reverse. I was having issues. I kind of like my gear shift in the knob in the middle of the car because it confused me. I mean, maybe I'm just dim or something, but I just couldn't get the hang of that. But then I did that, and we're driving along. Now, I will tell you, it did have some cool features. Like mine, when I turn the turn signal on, up on the dash pops up my camera so I can see who's in my blind spot. It has one of them. That's cool. And I thought that was pretty cool. But it also has an annoying thing that if you turn your turn signal on and someone's coming up beside you, you get this, oh, and it's loud. And if there's someone on either side coming up near you, it goes crazy if you want to go left or oh, this has gone me crazy with this computer. It keeps putting up these screens that I don't know why it's doing that. It's done that in the past, but never to the extent that it's doing it now. But anyway, so that drove me absolutely insane, the beep beep beeping. And one time, well, when you're driving in California, it's hard because the traffic's insane anyway. So drive my truck, you would get lost trying to shift it. Yes, I probably would. Anyway, so we're driving along, and when I finally did figure out how to do it, and with mine, when you push the accelerator, when you let up on the accelerator, the magnets come together to regenerate the electricity. Well, it did not do that with this. This one acted like a car. While I'm going, and it like, when you stop with mine, with the Tesla, when you let up when you stop, you hit the brake to stop. When you let up on the brake, you're still stopped. When you let up on the brake of this, it goes forward like a car. So see, here now you might actually understand that I'm not used to driving a car anymore. I'm used to driving a computer, and that was driving me nuts because every time for the past 8 years that I've driven a Tesla, it's driven like a Tesla, not like a car. And if you don't, you probably would not understand it unless you drove a Tesla. But it was annoying. It was really annoying. So every time, like now it did have a good backup system. It did have a good system for sucked. And I told them at the end, and they actually sent me a survey, and I also explained in that it's not a Tesla, it's not better than a Tesla, it's worse than a Tesla. So they know for sure that I didn't like that stupid thing. All right, so anyway.
And they put that survey in the trash can.
Yeah, I'm sure that they won't even read it. If they did read it, they'd probably throw it in the trash can. So, so we get to our place, and I drop our luggage off, and then there was no street parking because the street had already been lined up with cars, so I had to find a new space. And so I put everything, all the luggage, inside the gate of this place, and I told Tina, who was with me, as I previously said, that I would be back after I get the car parked. And I didn't make her walk it. Anyway, you know the streets of San Francisco, where they're real steep? I think I was in San Francisco. It really felt like San Francisco. And I parked, the place I found to park was only like a block away, but it was half a block this way, half a block the other way. And it was half a block was on the bottom, and I had to walk up, and I had my I had my luggage behind me. So I was very tired walking back up, and I was already tired from traveling all day. And I was tired, and I was thinking, I'm just going to get this in bed. I'm going to get this up to the room. Well, it seems that this place is up a hill too. When we got in the gate, or when I got in the gate, she was already there. When I got in the gate, you had to go up a flight of concrete stairs, and then it would go straight. Then you go up another concrete stair, a bunch of concrete stairs. And by then I was exhausted. And then you had to go around the corner of the house, and then there was more concrete stairs to go up. And then there was more concrete stairs to go up. By then, I had a heart attack ready to happen because I'm already tired. I finally got into the room. And it was a decent room. I mean, it wasn't real fancy. We didn't want anything fancy. We weren't going to be there except to sleep. So, we got in our bed and pretty much went to sleep. She slept on the couch and I slept on the bed. Now, the next problem was that me being old, I don't need a bed that's on the floor. This bed was like a foot off the floor. And like I had to get up and down to go to the bathroom, and I was like, I almost didn't want to get out of bed because it was, well, the second thing was the bed was horrible. It was the hardest bed I've ever slept in my life. It was like sleeping on rocks. So, and Tina said that her bed was the same way. It was just really, really bad. But other than that, the room was good. The room was kind of cool. It was a kind of a artsy room. So the next day, I had a workout. That's correct. Sent you an image of your shifter on Messenger. Let's check this image of the that she sent me. Let me take a look at this. Yeah, so you got one of them knobs. I don't understand. Just give me a simple, something that's on the column. I don't want to be, I mean, I don't know. You got a newer car, right, Doug? Doug?
2021.
Okay. So where's your shifter? Do you have a shifter?
Yeah, it's in the middle, but it's a knob.
Oh, you've got a knob too. Holy cow! Where have I been? Why are these people getting knobs? I don't get it. All right. Anyway, well, I guess I'm behind the times or something. I don't know. I mean, my car knows which direction I'm going because when I fire up my car, it says it'll point on the screen. It's going forward. It'll point on the screen. It's going backwards. It makes its decision based on what's around me. It's wrong occasionally, by the way. I have to change it. But most of the time, it's right. All right. So the reason we went in, well, we had two choices of going. We came in on Thursday. We got in Thursday. We didn't know if things were going well, but Doug has really bad feedback. Okay, I need to hear what kind of feedback you have. You have feedback. So let me get my headphones out because I need to stop that from happening. I don't know why you have feedback, but I might need to turn you down. In fact, I may need to have you talk in just a second. So let's figure out where I put my headphones. Let's see here. Where did I put my headphones? I had them here. I had them here before the show started, and I said I'm going to have to listen to my headphones. Now I don't know where I put them. Headphones. I guess I can get these. All right, so give me a second to get on there and figure out what the sound is that Doug's doing. I should be able to get the headphones on here. Check 1, 2. Nope. Okay, let's try it on here. We gotta stop Doug from making noise.
And trim.
Okay.
I want to start moving.
Hello.
Wow.
Check 1, 2. I don't hear anything. Oh, did I turn it off? Oh, there we are. Okay. Ah. Okay. All right. What's going on here? Ah. Okay, that's one of the problems. Let's see if I can figure out the other problem. Okay, Doug, talk for me.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
Oh. Okay. Let me turn you down just a little because you're distorted. Keep talking.
Check 1, 2. 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 Check 1, 2.
There is a noise in there, but I don't know what it is. My microphone. Maybe that's why there's nothing. Now let's see. Here we go. Check. Now I'm going to get loud. Hold on. Oh, this is a pain in the butt. Now I hear me a little bit. Okay, now it's okay. Now I hear me. Okay, so I hear me, and you're talking into the microphone. So maybe if you got a little close to the mic, maybe that's it.
I've got to be 6 inches away from me.
Yeah, you're really, really buzzy. Okay, maybe we need to back you off a little. I don't know. It sounds distorted. Pull back just a little more.
So it's over here.
I'll tell you in a second. Let's see what happens. Wow, it's still sounds like it sounds like you're in the Peanuts. Sounds like you're an adult in the Peanuts. Why is it different today though? We didn't change anything. Where is the? I can't change the volume though. What is the problem? Oh, okay. I think I
Check, check, check.
turned a lot of stuff off by accident. Okay, we'll try it again. Let's see what happens now. Now I see the meter's working again.
Oh.
Okay. Hopefully this is going to be right now. Okay, talk.
Check 1 2, check 1 2, check, check, check.
Okay.
Check 1 2, check 1 2, check, check, check.
Because we haven't had that problem before. That's really odd. Oh, it's like you're right on top of the microphone or something. Huh.
Maybe about 6 to 8 inches away.
Back up a little bit and talk. Maybe you're too close.
Okay. Maybe I was leaning over a little bit, then I was sitting back.
Yeah,
Completely, I'm a good foot away.
let's hear how you sound. Okay. That's really weird.
Check 1 2, check, 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 check 1 2, check 1 2.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Check, check, check.
Yeah. You have on the microphone, don't you have a volume knob on there? You have a volume
Yeah, but it doesn't move.
on the top of it. It looks like they're like on the top, like right on the top there.
I think that's a mute button. I have a knob on the bottom.
All right.
So
Turn that knob down. See if that works.
1 2, 1 2.
Okay, let me see what happens.
1 2, 1 2, check 1 2, 1 2.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what happened that we're getting this. Let's see what happens.
What happens when I do this? Can you hear me now? Is there anything? Could you hear me?
I'm checking to see if I hear you or not. I'm waiting for it. We're about 30 seconds behind. That's really weird. Let me see if I can put let me try. Let's see. All right, let me see if I can bring your voice in a different way. Let's see. Let me restart the thing that works on your voice and see if that's an issue. Hold on. I gotta turn this off and turn it back on. It could be that. Where is it? I don't see it. There it is. Okay. Because sometimes this program is weird about some of the things. Okay, I'm going to turn your voice off now, and I'm going to open it up again and see if that makes a difference. It's really weird and distorted. Okay. Okay, try it now.
Check, 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 1 2, 1 2, check, 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 1 2. Check 1 2, check 1 2.
Okay, here it comes. You're really distorted. I don't know why. Ooh. Wait. Okay, let's see what it sounds like.
Check 1 2, check 1 2, check, 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 check 1 2, 1 2. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Check, check, check.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me see what goes on. No. It's just really overdriving. Is that a USB? Is that?
Yes.
It just never did we never had a problem with that before. Let me look at, let me try, I just thought of something. Let me pull up, let me check one possible thing. Let's look at this. Let's see if maybe. Okay. Talk now. Let's see if this does it. Maybe I had you over.
Check 1 2, check 1 2, check, 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 check 1 2, check 1 2. Check, check, check. How's it sound now?
I'll tell you in a second. try it again. I gotta change one other setting. Let's see if that does it.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check check check. Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2. How's it done? Sound any better?
We'll find out. I'll tell you in a second. Try. This is a weird thing, but you have the code to get in. Reboot yourself. Just cut out and come back in. I don't know what else to do because this is a weird off the wall thing. We'll try that. I mean, I don't know what else. All right. So now I'm here everywhere. Now you get to see behind the scenes. You see my green screen and all that other stuff. This is a weird technical issue that I don't even know what to do about it. And you see the mess behind me too. But we're going to have him back in a second here. Okay. It's getting better. Keep going. Really? I thought it sounded the same in the headphones. So I don't really know. Hopefully we'll get him back and it'll be okay. But it could have been a connection error with Teams, because that's never happened. I've never had that happen before. Okay, here he is. We're going to bring him back in. Okay, here we go. Let's see if that's any better. Okay, that's the boom. Now I got to listen for a second. Let's see what happens. Nope, still doing it. Wish I knew what was going on here. I can bring that down a little bit more. Let's see if that works. I just lowered your volume a little bit more.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Hold on. Let's see what happens. Okay, here we go. Actually, that's a little better, I think. Okay. All right, let's see here. I'll bring that down. I'll bring that down. And that down. Now, if that's it, I hope that may fix it. Talk.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Hopefully this is better.
I took it down a lot. Actually, that's better. That's a lot better, I think. Okay, let's continue with the show, and hopefully that's better. Because I don't know what else to do. I lowered your volume big time. Hopefully, can you still hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear you fine.
Okay, good. All right. Well, that seems to be better. So, because I got your volume almost off. But I turned a lot of other volume. Okay, they all said it's better now. Okay, where was I? Okay, up the steps, the bad bed. Okay, the next day we had a choice. Okay, so the next day we had a choice. The reason we went to California was that we were looking to have a photo shoot, and we had the VIP stuff. My last time with them, we had a chance to meet with some people and stuff, and instead we did our other thing, which was the alternative, and that was to meet someone about my pilot, and that's what we chose to do. So I told the VIP people that we had an appointment with somebody, which we did, and that's what we did. We went and met with a guy who knows everything about the entertainment industry, and he gave us some good insight. He was very gracious, and we got to spend 4 hours talking to him, and it was awesome. He gave us some good feedback about what we need to do and how we should approach it, and basically let us know that he thought I was a good actor. He saw the video. He thought that that there was something about me that people would fall in love with. It's hard for me to believe because, you know, I've been brought up to believe that, you know, I'm never going to be good enough. I'm never going to be the right person, you know, all that kind of crazy stuff that you don't want to hear. And now I have, why don't I have, where's my picture? Why is that going? What the creep? What happened here? Why is that? It shouldn't be up.
What I'm seeing is you twice.
You're seeing me? Oh.
Once?
Oh. Well, that's weird. Yeah, I don't see you at all. Okay. Well, what happened there? I'm frozen too. All right, what happened there? Okay, I gotta. What did I do? Oh, hold on. Why did that work out? That was weird. I didn't close that. I guess I did. There you go. Now we got you back. All right. You got it now?
Got it now.
Okay. And why did this go up in time again? Okay. Okay. So we decided to go to see this guy. He was at a hotel that all the entertainment people go to. He said it's good. It's a shame you don't live out here because hey, I'm looking into getting a camera to make some of the scripts into films. Which ones would you recommend? I'm on a fixed income. Could you send me some you think are best? Yeah, we can talk about that. We can talk about that. That would be cool. I'd like to see. I haven't seen your work yet either. I'd like to see your award-winning one. All right. So we went to this place. We talked to this guy. He gave me some good advice. He spent 4 hours with me. 4 hours. I mean, this is a guy that could get hundreds of thousands of dollars for just consults, and he gave it to us for free. And we went out there and we thought, wow, that's some really heavy stuff that he told us. And the stuff that he told us was things like, you know, what we need to do and how you approach people. We said that this place that we were in is a place that people go every day, and they have breakfast and lunch, and what they do is they go there to network. So this is a networking place. And like he says, he goes to this place and he pays the waiters a couple of bucks so that they tell him who each person is and what they do. And then once they tell us that, he targets the right people and talks to the people. Apparently in LA, people are expected to do that. People are expected to go up to you and say, hey, I got this project out of the blue. I thought, well, that's really a weird way to do business, but hey, if that's what it takes, that's what I'll do. And so, you know, I'm like freaking out because I'm like, I don't really know what to do as far as, I mean, so he gave us the advice and all that, and I thought, okay. And he gave us really good advice, and we talked, and we talked more than just business. We also talked fun stuff. He told me some stories that were really cool. He knew Leslie West of Mountain. He knew him before he was in Mountain. I thought, wow, that's really cool. You know who Mountain is, right? You know who Leslie West is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, he was a big name for us, for our generation. And we had we went to, he spent time at Studio 54. He met Michael Jackson. All these people that he met are big people. And he's been in the business a long time, so he knows a lot of people. Anyway, he told me of someone who is now starting a new streaming service. This is crucial. They're looking for content. This is the kind of stuff I need to know. And he happens to be best friends with the person who is this person's right-hand man. And this person, I won't reveal who this is right away because I probably shouldn't. But let's just say he's a billionaire, a multi-billionaire. And this is a guy I'd love to meet. I mean, there's very few people in this world that I really, really want to meet. There's certain people I have to meet because of the business I'm in. But this is a guy that I really want to meet because this guy is a game changer. I mean, everything he gets into turns to gold. And the last thing he had sold for $6 billion. So I've got 4 projects I could pitch to that person, but I can't pitch it yet. So what my friend said is what I need to do is, and our strategy is, I'm going to write him a letter. Not an email, a letter. A physical letter that I'm going to physically send FedEx to this place. And I'm going to tell my story. And I'm going to tell it in his language, because I know his language really well. And I'm going to be very vulnerable, because that's what I need to be to do what I want to do. And he wants me to write this all around what things that I've been through, things I've done, things that, and I said, really? I'm that interesting? He said, yes. Apparently, okay, Doug, I'm going to ask you flat out. I've known you for 40 some years. You know me probably better than most of my audience. You know me better than all of my audience, but maybe my sister. You may even know me better than her too. And you probably don't know me better than my girlfriend, but you might. You do know some things better than. Anyway, my question is, if you didn't know me and you met me, would you find me interesting? Or would you find me annoying?
Very interesting.
Okay.
Very interesting.
See, all my life I've always
not overlook your annoyance.
Well, it's really hard for me to feel that because I'm me.
Michael, you have a very interesting childhood.
Very
interesting 20s.
Yes.
And not many people grew up the way you grew up.
Yes. And very few people have really done what I've done in the quantities that I've done. I mean, a lot of people have been musicians. A lot of people have been wrestlers. A lot of people have had talk shows. And not too many people have done all of that at the same time. So he keeps telling me, the more he finds out about me, the more he wants to know about me because he finds it interesting. So we're going to capitalize on that part of me and see what it does. He thinks that will sell him on the product, on what I have to offer. And that to me is so foreign to me, but I guess I understand what they're saying because I've done a lot of stuff. When I met Christine, I cut to the chase. I told her everything about me. I mean, I told her I was in wrestling. I told her I was a talk show host. I told her everything. I figured I have nothing to lose because all I wanted was a friend to go to lunch with. And it turned into more than that. I wanted it to, I didn't want a girlfriend after the girlfriend before her. So it was just really funny to me. I mean, I was nervous too, so I talked a lot more than I probably should have talked. But I really didn't hold back on who I was, what I've done, what I'm doing. And this is, Ken had just died. Ken was he had died a week before that had happened, before I met her. So I was still kind of lost with him dying. And so I was on a lot of nervous energy, and I was also trying to figure out what happened and where I was. And I was, yeah, be my true self. That's what I feel like I was with her too. And I was totally honest. So the meeting went really, really well. I was very happy about it. Uh, it was well received. He gave me some good information, and I thought, okay, this was worth it. This was worth the meeting. I didn't get a contract. I didn't get any kind of deals or anything, but I felt he gave us the right direction to go. So I was okay with that. And so when Tina and I left, we thought, okay, that's a lot of information to absorb, and we thought it was well spent. Not to mention we liked the guy. We know him, and we liked the guy. So it was well worth it. Then we went and got ourselves something to eat, and went home and kind of vegged out and thought about all the things, talked about back and forth what he said and all that, and decided that's cool. So next day we had our photo shoot. Now my photo shoot was at 2:30 and hers was at 8:30. Now we had one car, so I was going to end up being there at 8:30. And Deneen said, "Would you like to be a PA, an assistant?" I didn't really want to be, but I had nothing to do, and I was going to have to be there anyway. So I said yes. I said I'd be a PA, and because I'd done that before for them, and that's what she was going to. That's what Tina was going to do too. So we went, and we get there, and we were split from the crew, the rest of the crew. I thought that was odd. A couple of us were in this building, which they rented this artsy building out, but the rest of the people were at their place that they were renting. I thought it was odd that we were kept separate from them, but okay, no, I don't care. I got my pictures done. I did one of there was a guy that had. There were two photographers. I worked with both of them. First two, I worked with the one guy and did okay. I didn't really like what we were doing, but it was good enough. And then they gave me the other photographer, and I liked him a lot. And he goes, "Have you ever done this before?" I said, "Are you kidding me?" He said, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "I've done this a few times." And so he goes, "Okay, show me what you got." And he started shooting, and I, of course, knew what I was doing, and I did well. And he said, "Wow, you did do this before." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "What do you do? What do you do for a living?" I said, "Well, here's the list, the laundry list of things that I do." And I told him all the things I did. He said, "You're in wrestling?" And he said, "Pro wrestling?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, let's do some pro wrestling shots." So he had me pose like the whole thing like that and stuff. And I finished with a Hogan, he did his thing where it was actually fun. But then we finished our photo shoot, and I went up and I said, "Well, what do you want me to do?" And she goes, "Oh, well, we actually have. I thought I'd need you." She goes, "I don't really need you to do anything." Then Tina had her photo shoot. She did all of her stuff. And while she was doing her photo shoot, since I didn't have to be there, I went out to the car. To that car, I hate it, and I was reading and doing lyrics and stuff because I have a show this weekend. So I wanted to make sure that I am ready and on point for the show. We're practicing tomorrow for the show for this weekend. So so I was out there memorizing lyrics, and I see Tina coming out, and they're doing a photo shoot outside. And I see they're shooting at different places and stuff. And after she got done with her photo shoot, she walked up to the car and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm listening to songs that I got to learn." And she goes, "Well, what's up?" And I told her, here's the thing that was cool. While I was in the car, or while I was actually earlier, right before, I didn't get to tell her all the stuff. I had a text from the guy that we were meeting with the day before. And he said, "If you're available, I can meet with you again today." And I said, of course. You always say yes. So we met with the guy, and we had another 2-hour meeting with him, and it was awesome. I got to spend time with someone that actually cares about what happens to me versus someone that wants my money. And we had a good time, and it was, man, it was just so good. It was good to be with a person that cares about whether I live or die, and I'm not just a paycheck. This guy cares about me, and I just thought it was awesome. So then we went back to our room. No, we didn't. We didn't have a room. Our room expired that day. So we finished with him, and then we we went to the beach. We went down to Venice Beach because it's right by the airport. We walked the beach and talked about everything that we did, and talking about strategies of where we're going to go from here and all that. And then we headed over to the airport, and I returned that lousy car, and we sat. We checked in, and they took my luggage early. You can check your luggage in pretty early. I was like, I think I was like 6 hours or 5 hours from my flight, and I was able to check it in. So, so we sat and we talked, and was talking strategy about what we're going to do and how we're going to do it, and ideas of what we're going to do. And I can't go into any major details about it because we're kind of keeping things low key, but it's really good. Now, while I was away, let's go backwards a little bit because I skipped over some things. So while I was away, okay, I told you what the Monster Factory is. So you know what the Monster Factory is, right?
Yes.
Okay, for those that don't know what the Monster Factory is, this is important. The Monster Factory is a company that was developed for training wrestlers for the WWF. Now, I did say WWF. Talking that's how old it is. So it goes back to the 70s. And it was originally made by Larry Sharp, who was he was never at the top of the game. He was always a mid-carder, but that's because the mid-carders really make the top of the card look powerful. And he was training wrestlers for the WWF. They were exchanged hands a couple times. I think maybe King Kong Bundy owned it too at one point, and I forget who else owned it. But anyway, it's been owned for the past couple of years by two guys who we found out they lost their building. And so I had a meeting with them. Amadeus and I had a meeting with them, and I mentioned that we would be interested in taking and helping them with our new building. And we said that it would help both of us. It would help us because of the lease, and it would help you because you're not going to have to go out of business because they have a lot of students. Well, apparently one of the owners was embezzling money, and they had no money. They couldn't put any money down on a new place. I just found this out. And the one person that we pitched was the person that screwed over the company. The partner got the business, the one that didn't screw over the company. So they need a home. We have a home. We said what we wanted, and they came back to us while I was in LA, and they took the terms. That means a lot of things. That means I don't have to come up with cash anymore, or as much cash. We have partners now that have students that we can charge for using our school. So we have a real business going now. Not only did we sell out our last show, but we have another show coming up in 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. This is a real business now. We got plans. We got things that we can accomplish now. We can actually go forward with our business and feel good about it. I'm excited about this. This is like, I couldn't ask for a better situation because they have trainers that have been working with them for a long time. They have students, a lot more than we do. And between the set of students that they have and the set of students that we have, we're going to be able to not put out as much money out of our own pocket. And eventually, we may actually not be putting any money out of our pocket. The company may be self-sustaining. I expected that 3 months, 4 months, maybe 6 months down the road. I didn't expect it now. So that, to me, is a win-win, because they win because they still stay alive. We win because we're not going to be taking money out of our pocket. And we're actually talking, I talked to my partners about the room next to ours is still available, and it's bigger. If this works out, we're going to rent that room too, and then we'll have twice the size. And as we grow our product, we sold out our first show. We're going to run out of room. And with their people, we have a potential of running out of room quickly. So we may end up having to rent that other room too. And that would be awesome, because that would give us a place that's even bigger and allow us to grow more. So the big news there is that we have a chance to actually become what we want, and that's a powerful part of the wrestling industry. And they have a chance to save their product. Because that, now, okay, so now if you forget about everything I just told you about that, except that the Monster Factory is a known product, you add in the fact that we want to get that WWE ID program, we want to be part of that. And that's the program where you can train them, and if they take your wrestlers, you get paid for that, and then they pay you residual money. Right there, that is worth its money even there, because that gives us the potential, because they don't know who we are, but they know who the Monster Factory is. And if they show the Monster Factory is ready to do business with them, guess what? It's right there. You get a piece of that. So that is a major coup for us. Now, if that's not enough, let me tell you what else happened while I was away. See, I need to go away more often. Things get done when I get away. Anyway, the third thing that happened that was pretty big, I have I have a gig this weekend, but the other band number one that I am in, has a job at the end of the month. They booked 2 more jobs while I was away. So now I got everything firing on all cylinders all at once. And I hope I don't regret this, but I'm going to be having a lot of fun the next couple months, because I get to play music, I get to have my wrestling organization, I get to work on my stuff for the acting. I mean, I got a full plate right now, and I'm excited. There's a lot going on right now, and I'm ready to play. I'm ready to play.
Well, where are you playing?
Duncannon, right up the street from me. It's a small little hotel, and they have a bar on the second floor, and we're gonna play there and have fun. So it'll be fun. And then the next job after that is the other band. We're playing that. We're playing down in Shippensburg at the Moose, and that's gonna be fun too. And then the following job, I think it's in Shippensburg. I think one of them's in Shippensburg, and I forget what the other one is. But it don't matter. I'll be there. So I'm excited. Now, for the Halloween. Okay, so we're going to do a Friendsgiving at the school too, by the way. That's going to be cool. We're going to do Friendsgiving the Wednesday. I guess Thursday is usually Thanksgiving. We're going to do it the Friendsgiving on Wednesday. And then what else do we got going? We also rented our building out for December 7th, I think it is. And he rented it out for 3 days. One in December, one in January, I guess. I'm thinking 3 months in a row. So we got a lot of things going on, and it's really exciting. This is the most excited I've been about anything for a long time. So, how's your day?
Not as exciting as yours.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how to act with, because this is all new to me to have all this stuff. I love WWE. Got my American Nightmare mini backpack in the mail today. Cody Rhodes is probably one of my favorites. He has always been a favorite of mine because of his dad mostly, but he actually has proven himself, and we'll see how he does. There's some pretty big things going with the WWE right now, and I'm just very excited. And I also talked to a friend of mine who was in WWE, and he was also in AEW, and he was also in TNA, and he also has done multiple tours overseas. He might come to our school and put on a seminar, and then go into one of the shows that we are doing. I'm negotiating with him. I contacted him and started telling him about the school, and started telling him that we're interested in a seminar and stuff. So hopefully we can get something going there too, because that would be cool. I haven't seen him in a long time. I know him from 25 years ago too, and it's nice when you call your friends and they are interested in what you're doing. So, well, we just used up an hour and 12 minutes. A lot of that was technical difficulties, but now that's the basics of what I've been doing this week and or last week, and I find that very exciting. I think we'll see something come out of all this stuff. I finally feel like all the universes in alignment with what I want to do. I mean, how can I cover everything in one lifetime, let alone all at once? Oh man. So I'm gonna end my speech there, because I just think that there's not really much more I can say. I can't really get into the details of the meeting. I can't get into. I don't know exactly what happened at the school today, but I know what happened yesterday. So, but it looks good.
Your letter that you're going to write,
yeah.
You're going to just explain who you are, or are you going to pitch projects too?
Neither. I'm going to give a synopsis of who I am, and I'm going to well, I guess in a manner of speaking, I will be pitching stuff. Yes, it will be pitched. That's not the. Well, I mean, the goal is to get interest from that person. All right, I'll tell you who the person is. I think you've heard of this person. Vincent McMahon.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. The name of the book that I'm going to write is. You want information on the book? Want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me tell you what the name of the book is. Now, this is. I don't have this. This isn't total. I mean, this is tentative stuff. So, it's not. Hold on. I gotta switch pages. Let's see. I gotta put this. Make it down to here. Okay. The name of the book is Requiem for a Wrestler. And then there's a subtitle. Now, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to give you four, I'm going to give you one, two, I'm going to give you three possible names for the subtitle. Okay, Requiem for a Wrestler, Live for Wrestling, Wrestling for Life. Requiem for a Wrestler, Trash Talking My Way from Poverty to Success. Requiem for a Wrestler, How I Used Wrestling to Guide Me Through Life. Do you have any that you like?
Trash talking your way.
I have a feeling that's going to be it, because that one really is closer to my brand. And that probably is going to be the one. Most people wouldn't believe that I've done all this stuff. And sometimes I don't believe it either. Because I keep thinking, no, that's a lot of stuff. If I did one of those, that would be pretty impressive. If I did two of those, that would be really kind of cool. If I did all three of those, that would be insane. So sometimes I can't believe I did it myself. But those are the...
Plus you work for a living.
Huh? What was that?
Plus you work for a living.
Yeah. Plus I work for a living. Yeah, that's crazy. But the thing is, at this point, I got nothing to lose, And if I get blown off, we'll come up with plan 2. But you're in the book, by the way. I have a sub-chapter.
I need to read that chapter.
Well, it's not what you think.
You're not putting in everything, right?
Just about Roberts Valley Road. No, I have a chapter called College Years, and sub called Friendships That Last a Lifetime. And I put 4 people in there that I would consider that being true. One of the other sections is called Early Years. Then there's one section called First Wife. These are probably going to probably be within that subsection. First Wife Nancy, Jamie Years, Pam Years, Lisa Years, Dad Years, Ken Years, Grandmother Years, High School Years, College Years, 9 Lives, where I talk about where I've almost died 5 times, and then where I went back to high school after college. And then I'm going to do a section on storytelling. I'm going to do a section on acting. It's called VIP Life After Chem. I'm going to do the people that I met because of acting. I'm going to talk about some of the trips we were on. Talk about the businesses I've been in, the businesses I've worked for. Talk about self-employment, things I've done to try to survive. I'm going to talk about different bands I've been in. Talk about when Ken died, how I stumbled because I didn't know where I was going to go. And I decided, check this out, I decided to use wrestling terms for my letter and maybe for the book. In other words, putting someone over is a wrestling term. So I'm going to use that for a chapter. And then blading is going to be a chapter. And I'm going to do all these things with wrestling terms as the chapters. Because that's going to get his attention more than anything. Because I know what those terms are, because I was in the business for a long time. So that's what I decided. I'm still at the very, very, I started this yesterday. So all this stuff I have written, I did yesterday. And I got a long way to go, but I've got a good guy that's helping me do it. So, yeah, that's going to be an interesting thing. The book could make or break me. Now, I'm going to tell you something I didn't know, and this is something that's really interesting to me. Everybody has a book in them, and I don't care about books because I don't read books. I think I've read maybe 4 books in my lifetime. I'm a guy that doesn't read. It's hard to believe that I don't read, but I don't read books. My attention span isn't very good with things like that. So, to me, that's kind of interesting that I would be doing a book when I don't read books. But, where was I going with that? I had a reason I was saying that. What did I say? Well,
You said everybody has a book in.
oh, yeah, there's a reason. Okay, so the guy told me this, that worst case scenario out of all this is that I have a book and I can go on a speaking tour. He said, acting sucks. Being a speaker, you can make a whole lot more money, especially at the level that I'm at. He wrote a book about this Jewish guy who was, I don't remember his name, or I'd tell you, you probably know it. But this guy was, he did a lot of good things for people. I mean, he really tried to take care of people. And he was known for doing that. And one day this redneck white guy was threatening to kill this black boy. And he stood in between them, and the guy shot him and killed him. It's about his life. And so he wrote this book about this guy and gave it to a friend of his that is a playwright, who then wrote a script about it and performed the script. And that person went on a speaking tour. And he spoke. Here's how it works. You speak for free, but you require them to buy X amount of books. So, in essence, they got a free speaker, and you got book sales. And he said that his guy went and spoke for this. He's speaking in churches. He's speaking to all kinds of churches about this guy. So he's got to build an audience. And he made $40,000 for speaking. And he's speaking in a bunch of places, synagogues, all kinds of places. He's making $40,000 an appearance. What do you think of that? So
That's a lot of money, Mike.
Yeah, he thinks I can do that. So, I mean, that's not really my main interest, but if that means getting out there and people knowing who I am and knowing my story, and then I'll get signed to something. And that's his goal. His goal is to get me signed. And he told me that's the way to do it. Not the conventional way, the unconventional way. And he believes it. He says, I know it works because it's working for me. What can I do? What can I say? It sounds like a plan. And I would have never thought of that. And for what I got to do, it's not going to cost me a lot of money. So that's what I'm going to do. See if it don't work, we try something else. But I think he believes it's going to work, and I believe him. So that's what I'm going to do. It's funny talking about. Funny talking about college. I was in college for 25 years and earned 5 degrees. I miss it. That takes a very special person to be in school for 25 years and 5 degrees. I mean, I can't even imagine. That's half my life, or almost half. That's almost half my life. That's a long time to be in school. I was glad to get out. I was on the 2-year program. Oh, and I was glad to get out. I didn't want any more education at that point. So I'll take hard luck as my education for now. But, the thing is, all the stuff I learned in school, adding writer to my resume. Well, actually, in essence, I can use writer for my resume now because I write scripts. And Actually, it's on my resume that I write scripts. But I think things are really kind of fun right now because I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know how I got here. I just know that these are things I would love to accomplish, and I'm not done accomplishing. He saw how driven I am too, and anyone that knows me for any period of time knows that when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do the best I can do at doing it. And I think this guy realized that I wasn't just kidding about this stuff. When he saw the script, he saw the pilot, that's all he knew of me was pretty much the pilot. And he knew I was talking like I was a musician. He knows about Vital Idol too because I showed it to him before. And he was going to try to help me with Vital Idol, but it ended up not happening for various reasons. But now he's all in. He sees he had a chance to spend some quality time, and he realizes that I don't just put on a face. I actually am this person that is who he saw, and it's really exciting. It's really fun. There's nothing more I can say about that other than I'm excited about my future. I better get my sunglasses on because my future looks so bright. I gotta wear the sunglasses. So, next week we'll talk about the show that we're gonna do Saturday, and then I have a week off, and then the next week I'm going to do a wrestling show, and then the next week we're doing the final or the Stone Face show. So it's exciting. I remember when I used to do this show in the early days. Every week I would go do wrestling or music or both, and the next week I would talk about what I did. And I haven't had things to do like that because I haven't done anything like that in a long time, and now I'm getting to do it like a regular gig. So this is fun. It's fun again. What do you got to talk about?
Well, I have a lot of things to talk about, but they are not nice.
Oh, okay.
Right. The government's going to shut down tonight.
What's that?
At midnight. The government's going to shut down tonight at midnight. You hear me?
Yeah. I'm adjusting the volume while you're talking.
And nobody seems to care.
Okay.
The Michigan shooter, he shot up the Mormon church because he hates Christians. He hates Mormons. And that's depressing. Maryland Social Services has been putting kids into child molesters' homes as fosters. They've just been discovered. Trump is going into Portland with National Guard. That's going to be interesting. Israel and Hamas have a potential peace deal coming. And there's been a new development in the war between NATO and Russia. Not Ukraine and Russia, us and Russia. It's all depressing, and I'd rather not talk about it. Been a bad week, Mike. A lot of depressing news. I guess the one I could talk about is Michigan shooter. His name is Thomas Jacob Sanford, and he plowed his truck into the church doors. He's a decorated Iraqi veteran, Marine, and he shot and killed 4 people and injured 8 others. 5 died by gunfire and 3 died by smoke inhalation. He hates Mormons. And he was killed in the parking lot, maybe trying to get away. I'm not sure about that. But he was killed by police. But um, Carolyn Levitt, who's the spokesperson for the White House, and Trump reiterated this, that it was a hate crime, that he hated Christians. The problem is that more
Turn something off. Okay, now it's go. Go ahead. I'm trying to adjust the volume better with you. For some reason, like I said.
so yeah, and like I said, Trump said that it was it's hatred of Christians, but Mormonism isn't Christian. And that kind of irritates me because Trump should be more educated than that. So there's a big difference between Mormonism and Christian. True Christian, Bible believing Christian. There's a big difference.
Where did Mormonism come from? I mean, like
Joseph Smith. Joseph Smith created Mormonism. He got the Book of Mormon from an angel.
Okay.
And an angel dictated the Book of Mormon to him. And he started Mormonism.
Well,
it started about 150 years ago.
But Mormonism isn't. That's where you can have multiple wives and stuff, right?
Yes, some of it. There's a sect that you can't have. There's a part of it you can still have multiple wives. Yes.
Okay. But other than the more wives thing, is there other things that Christianity doesn't like about Mormonism?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Oh, okay.
First of all, Christianity believes in two books, the Old Testament and the New Testament.
Yes, okay.
66 books. Mormonism has the Book of Mormon. And they have a few other books, Doctrines and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price.
Okay.
So that they value as much as the Bible. So it's extra biblical material.
Now, do they use the Bible or not?
Yes, they refer to the Bible, but all the other books override what the Bible says.
Because I had a friend while we were in college, I had a friend that was a Mormon, and he had, he was moving out to Utah or whatever to be part of whatever it is they do in Utah. And I was trying to understand the whole Mormonism thing. I knew that it was not like Christianity, and if I were to guess what I would say I was really more of a Christian than anything because my beliefs are right in the same realm. So I would say that of all.
So they believe that Jesus is a child of the Heavenly Father and the Heavenly Mother.
Okay.
And he's the spirit brother of Lucifer.
Of who?
That's way off Christianity. He's the spirit brother of Lucifer, the devil.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, that's a little.
Yeah, that's really off of Christianity.
Yeah, that's a little different.
There is no Heavenly Mother or Heavenly Father. There is a Father and a Son and a Holy Ghost, all God, three persons in the Trinity.
Okay.
The way you get saved is different. It's grace through faith in Christ alone for Christianity, and not everybody goes to heaven.
Oh, okay.
It depends on what you do with Jesus Christ and Christianity. But in Mormonism, now a lot of people like this. It's a universal resurrection through Christ. There's 3 levels of heaven, so everybody gets to go to at least one level of heaven.
Okay.
A lot of people like that.
Yeah.
You can live any way you want to on earth and get to go to heaven. Nice.
Okay.
So there's differences. there's the local church is led by pastors and elders in Christianity, and in Mormonism there's a great prophet who can hear from God, like Pope.
Okay.
He can speak for God. There's just some of the differences. It's enough to make it not Christian.
Okay.
So, yeah. But that doesn't mean they should be shot up.
Right.
It doesn't mean they should be killed.
Yeah, I don't.
They're not out there hurting. They're not out there hurting anybody. The Mormon Church doesn't go out and hurt anybody.
Right.
Right. He reportedly called the Mormon Church. What did he say? I forget what he said, but he said there's something like they were evil. The Antichrist. They were the Antichrist. That's what he called.
And how many people did he
That's
kill?
not accurate either.
How many people did he kill?
4 died and 8 were injured.
See, I don't understand that. I mean, I don't agree with a lot of things that a lot of people say about a lot of things, but I won't kill them over it. It's weird. It's like whenever you have opinions, they decide you got to die. That's the same thing that happened to Kirk. The same thing that happened, all these people that die because somebody is righteous enough of their beliefs that they're going to take them out. Why can't we have opinions? And whether you agree with someone's opinion or not, you don't want to kill them. That just doesn't make sense to me. And it never will, I guess, but these people just drive me crazy that they feel it's okay to do that, and why mess with anybody's religion? I mean, that's their opinion. That's what they believe. Why they're allowed to believe that.
It's an opinion, Michael.
And we live in the United States. We're supposed to be allowed.
I believe other people's religion is a mistake, but that doesn't mean I want to degrade them.
See, yeah, that's exactly
hit
right.
Them, or hurt them in any way.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to try to reason with them and convert them, maybe, but not harm them.
Well, that's a whole lot better than killing them. I don't know. I think.
Yeah, this is another deranged. And the sad thing is that Iraqi and Afghanistan vets have a disproportionate number of mass shootings, which tells me that there's a lot of mental illness going on within the Iraqi and Afghanistan veterans. A lot of mental illness, and it's a sad thing.
But
really a sad
at least
thing.
it's recognized now, where it may not have been.
Now,
yeah. That's a good thing now.
It wasn't always.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
When I was in, you didn't talk about mental illness.
Yeah.
When I was in the military, that was a weakness.
When we were kids.
And that's not the way it is. It's not the way it is anymore. Now you get treatment.
But think about it. When we were kids, that the mental illness was never really even talked about. It's kind of like me being a fat kid, and they would just automatically give me amphetamines. I got little black beauties when I was a kid. When I'm 10 or whatever it was, my family got me some black beauties, and they were given by a doctor. It was like I'm just a little kid. Just why can't I just be a kid? But and now you can't get amphetamines if you wanted to. I mean, you could, but not legally. Mine were legal.
You can get Adderall. You can get Adderall now.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's just crazy. I just hate that people can't live their lives without having to deal with people that want to kill you. I don't know. I just don't get it. I probably will never get it.
You want to hear the next
Tell me. Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready for you.
Maryland Social Services allows child abuse. What happened was, in a nutshell, they were placing foster kids with foster parents who were convicted child molesters.
What?
They weren't doing background checks.
Now why?
They were lazy and weren't doing the background because they didn't want to do the verification of the background check because they were lazy.
Crazy.
So the auditors have found 10 kids so far that were with 7 known child sex offenders.
Oh my God.
Also, they went and this one guy they were paying, he was a murderer, convicted murderer, and they were paying him to foster kids in a hotel room.
Oh man.
Because they couldn't place the children into foster care. So they hired this guy to oversee these kids in a hotel.
Wow.
And he was a convicted murderer.
That's
The
crazy.
other thing they did was they overlooked the fact that one of the employees at a group home was a convicted child offender, and he took 3 of the kids on a road trip and abused them.
Oh man.
Because they never checked his background.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I don't get it. I don't know. I don't understand. And especially in this day and age, there's no excuse for it in this day and age, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, we pretty much know what goes on with things, and we know there's checks and sums and balances and stuff like that. And when we're not looking at that, we're not, looking to see what there's no excuse.
Well, to me, letting a child with a sex offender is close to the murderer in Michigan, the shooter in Michigan, because it's a child. You're responsible for that child's welfare. How can you not do the background check and allow child abusers to foster children?
Yeah. How could you? I mean, how?
How can you look yourself in a mirror when you know you've done that?
Right.
Or even contemplate doing
it? It's
so the state senate is demanding people, supervisors and people get fired over this. So that's where it's at right now. You would think that would be an automatic that people would get fired. They didn't have to have the Senate in Maryland come out and call for it. You would think right away people would be fired.
Right.
And I would think charged.
Yes. Unbelievable.
You see why I'm depressed today?
I do. There's very little reason. There's no justified reason for that to go on. I don't know. The more I think that we're advanced, then we hear things like this, and I realize we're not anywhere near where we think we are. I don't even know what to say about that.
And I've got other stuff here, but it's just as depressing.
Well,
it's not as I'd rather go something a little bit nicer.
Okay, well, we can do that.
Okay. Let me bring it up here. 7 songs you didn't realize were covers.
Okay.
Hound Dog by Elvis Presley is a cover.
Oh, okay. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised about that.
It was originally written in '52 by singer Big Mama Thornton. It was composed by songwriter Jay Lever and Mike Stroller, who went on to pen another hit called Yakety Yak.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
talk back. Don't talk back.
Yeah, all that, but it was a cover by Elvis Presley.
I mean,
all the credit for it.
Yeah, but you got to understand, Elvis stole songs left and right. he was known for that.
Did he ever have an original?
Yes, he did have a couple originals, but not the ones you think he had. I can't remember. I don't remember off the top of my head what he did do, but most of the stuff if you ever saw, there was an Elvis movie out a couple of years ago with Austin, what was the guy's name? Austin something played Elvis. And Tom Hanks played the Colonel. And it showed him stealing the song. He'd be walking down the street in Memphis or wherever he was, and he'd hear this, and he'd hear these people playing the music, and he just outright stole them. I mean, he didn't give any royalties. You couldn't get away with that today, because there's people that would check that to see that, hey, there's people who would sue you if you stole their music too. But most of the people he was in a neighborhood that was predominantly people of color, and a lot of the stuff he stole, there's very few songs that he actually wrote. And well, let's see if we can find that. Go ahead and continue your.
Okay, the Beatles. Twist and Shout. You remember that?
Yes.
The Beatles, Twist and Shout. It was recorded in '63 by the Beatles.
Wait. I think I know who you're going to say. Wait. I know who Twist and Shout was also done by Chubby Checker?
Nope.
No? Oh, I thought
Top Notes in '62, and later by the Isley Brothers.
Isley Brothers. Okay. I knew. I thought I knew who it was. Yeah. Okay.
So, Aretha Franklin's Respect was not original to her.
I'm not. Well, I am surprised. I might be surprised. I'm trying to think. Did I know that?
The version was released in '67, 2 years after soul singer Otis Redding recorded his own tape.
Now, supposedly,
I don't know who originally wrote the song because Otis Redding stole it too.
Okay, I did a search for songs Elvis wrote, and I don't know if these are true.
Okay.
I don't know that I believe these. Burning Love, that one I believe. Can't Help Falling in Love. Okay. Jailhouse Rock, I don't believe that. It says Jailhouse Rock.
No, I don't.
And I don't believe he really wrote.
I thought the Blues Brothers recovered Jailhouse Rock.
Oh yeah. And In the Ghetto, it says he wrote that. I don't believe that either. Suspicious Minds, I don't. Okay, I might believe that. You're the Devil in Disguise. I don't know. Don't Be Cruel. It says those were he wrote those. Supposedly, I don't know. You'd have to go back and do a little research on that, but I can't. Some of those don't sound like In the Ghetto. I can't imagine him being. I consider that a song written by an African American guy, because that ghetto thing. I mean, he was in the poor part of town when he was growing up, but I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire.
He didn't write that?
It was not original. He didn't write that.
Who wrote that?
His future wife, June Carter, wrote it.
Okay, well that's we're actually doing that song, by the way. We do.
Right.
Yeah, we're doing that song, and we're doing it not by Johnny Cash. We're doing it by. There's a band out there that covered it for Johnny. I didn't know he didn't write that though. I'm surprised. Okay.
No, he didn't write it. So, yeah, that song spent 13 weeks on Billboard's Top 100 charts, and it was certified gold status.
Okay.
And it wasn't his.
Huh. That's interesting.
Here's one. Chubby Checker's The Twist. It was popular in the 50s. It became popular in the 50s, but Chubby Checker wasn't the first person to encourage people to do the twist. That honor belonged to Hank Ballard and the Midnighters.
I would not have guessed that. That's interesting.
Led Zeppelin, Dazed and Confused was a cover.
Yes. Oh, Led Zeppelin stole a lot of their stuff. I watched a show on Netflix about Zeppelin, and it was really, really interesting. But the majority of their stuff was stolen from blues people too. If you ever listen to the beat, it's very blues. So yeah, I'm not really surprised that would be Zeppelin would be accused of that because they were really good at stealing stuff. They and they didn't give credit for any of the stuff they stole. A lot of the guys did actually give credit to those people, but yeah, Zeppelin.
Now, when you say give credit, do they just mention their name, or do they actually give royalties to the original writing?
They give royalties and all that for the writing. Zeppelin did not give any royalties, and I'm really surprised that. Well, maybe
could they get away with that today?
No. In fact, a lot of guys are getting in trouble for songs that sound similar to, but turned out that. Well, we talked about the Verb last week, where they had a sound that sounded a little bit like the Rolling Stones, and they had to give up royalties and all that stuff for 40 years now, 50 years, till they finally now are able to legally call it their own. They're really harsh on people stealing songs and not giving credit now. And the reason for that is that when you do a song, like when I did let's say Starting Off the End, they pay people various different ways. First off, there's a performance. That's a performance. That's the person that goes into the studio and does the music and does the vocals and all that. That's one fee. The producer who mixes it and does all that, that's another fee. The person that actually wrote the song, that's another fee. So you got your performance, you got your execution of the performance, and you've got the guy that mixed it. Those are all separate from each other. So if you didn't write it and you're just performing it in a studio, you get paid for the performance, but you don't get paid for the writing. You don't get paid for the mixing. You don't, unless you actually mix it yourself, or the studio will do that usually. But see, it's a really interesting industry, and it's developed. A lot of the times, like in Zeppelin, they didn't even a lot of their stuff. I don't even think they paid, because Page actually did the mixing of stuff and the producing of stuff, so he got paid for the producing part. So that there's lots of things involved. That's why musicians who go in the studio, they generally don't make money off of that. Even if the album goes big, they don't necessarily make a lot of money. They make money on touring. So sometimes you don't make anything. I didn't make a lot off our album, but you do what you got to do, and to listen to you again. Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad you like it. It's good to have you back. It's a little different show than we used to have. This is more of a less of a wrestling show and more of a fun show about information and current events and whatever I feel like talking about that this particular week. So thank you. I'm glad you made it back in. That's a YouTuber. Like something. But anyway, yeah. So the whole the whole music industry is in shambles too, because because why would you go into the studio anymore? Because you're not going to make money on your album, and nobody buys albums anymore. So that's even worse. You're working on trying to make money, but you can't make money because nobody buys. Everybody's pirated what they want it, and I don't know. I have to go back in the studio one of these days and finish the stuff that Ken and I started. Ken's parts are basically done, but my parts are not. We took before he died, we actually went through each of our songs and recorded all of our songs so that we know how they were supposed to sound. Little did I know that I was going to need that. So, anyway, yeah, the music industry is kind of a weird industry now because there's so many players and there's nowhere to sell it. Their record stores aren't even really in existence. If you want something, you got to buy it from Apple or Amazon or Deezer or one of the streamers, but most people don't even buy it. In fact, why would you buy an album when you could, if you're a big music lover, you could go to subscribe to YouTube and get just about everything that's out there. Anything you want at any time, boom, there it is. Plus you get commercial-free stuff.
The subscription to Spotify is cheaper than buying 2 albums.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's cheaper, and you can. How many times did you buy an album?
And you can stream music for hours a day.
Yeah, and
you can make your own playlist.
Yes, and there's another thing that's cool. On YouTube, if you have the YouTube Music, they actually will assemble playlists for you based on songs that you've listened to, and they'll find similar songs, and they'll put a playlist for you together. Because I was trying to figure out why all of a sudden all my playlists started including Uncle Sam Band. That was weird, because I thought, oh, somebody put my songs on their playlist. No, I think it was a playlist that they actually put together for me. So that was kind of funny when I thought about it. There may be people that found my stuff, because my hits on a lot of my music are up, but I thought that was funny.
Spotify, what they do is at the bottom of your playlist, they give you 5 recommendations at a time.
Okay.
And so I always go down. I'll be listening for a little bit to a playlist I have about 5, 6 playlists. So I'll be listening for a while, and then I'll go down and look at the recommendations and hit on those, see if I like any of them. They add to the playlist. And they're picked
what do you pay them on?
Similar to.
What do you pay them on?
What?
What do you pay them on?
I pay about $25, but I also include my daughter in it.
Oh, okay.
So
I pay, I think it's $16 a month, and I get commercial-free videos, I get commercial-free audio, and the cool thing is when they do a playlist for me when I'm driving, obviously I don't want to be hitting, oh, let's do this song next or whatever. It'll keep streaming for from here to the school and back, and I won't have to put a new playlist up. But it's kind of cool because I could just pick a playlist.
Spotify does that.
Yeah, I like that. And it's not.
So I'll put on praise and worship, and it'll just go. It'll just go. I have 150 songs, and so it never plays the same one.
And I pick different playlists and different styles, different things. If my mood is in one type of music, like yacht rock or something, you pick up a yacht rock one. You can pick something you can pick albums. You can pick whatever album you want and listen to the album. I like it. It's a
Spotify's the same.
Rich turned me on to that. Rich Butler. I never wanted to pay for that, and because I've got a pretty good list of songs on my phone, and I could play forever on that. But the thing that I don't get is new songs or songs I've never heard that I thought like things I wouldn't have thought to put on a playlist. And what happened is with the band, they all say, let's do this song next week. And it's like, I don't have that song. I don't even know what that song is. Well, guess what? I do have it. I have it on YouTube or, in your case, Spotify or whatever. And I do like this streaming thing. There's some bad things about it, but there's good things about it. Yeah, the artists don't make the kind of money they used to make, but, we got to live with it.
That's the bad thing.
Yeah.
So Spotify sends me every day. They send me picks for you. And so if I'm tired of my playlist, I'll just go picks for you for that day and listen to the 20 songs that they picked for me. I might like one of them.
Yeah.
And I add it to my playlist. Right? But I get to hear new music. I get to hear people that I never would know of.
Right. See, that's the thing.
Yep.
You wouldn't have done it. You may not
it's in the genre. It's in the genre, but it's people that I don't know.
Yeah, I'm getting songs that I probably would have never picked because it's not in the 80s. But then I realized that there's a lot of songs that Ken and I used to do that were in the 2000s that I don't listen to anymore. And I thought, oh, well, that's a song we used to do. Or what other songs do they have? And stuff like that I've never really thought about. So it's really interesting to do it this way. But I'm moving in with the times like everybody else, and there's good and bad about it. I mean, certainly the artists have to work a lot harder to get music, to get paid for music, because you get paid so little per song. But on the other hand, you get paid reoccurring every time they play it and every time everybody listens to it. And if someone licenses your music, you get paid differently that way. There's good and bad things about it. So far, it's all bad for me because I'm not a big enough artist.
It would seem to me that you'd make more money on Spotify than just selling an album.
Right.
Because you sell an album, you sell it once. But on Spotify, if I listen to the same song 20 times a month or 30 times a month,
yep,
getting paid more because they get paid every time it's played, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I mean, there is upside. There is upside.
If you have a good song, you're going to make it.
Yes. But the thing is, it's to get an artist like me who's not known to make money. You've got to get people to listen to that song. Now, the thing about the recommendations.
Well, that's why you got to go down to. That's why you got to go down to the recommendations.
Yeah.
And play those to see if you don't do that, people like you are never going to get.
Yes, correct.
Noticed.
Yeah. So that's the same. I was trying to do some adjustments, and that's the wrong button. Oops. Anyway, yeah, that's yeah. I don't know. I think it's an interesting world that we've come into, and they definitely could pay more for the songs, and they choose not to because they're in power. So if we don't like it, we don't have to put it on their service. But kind of sad. My stuff's on all the services. It's just a matter of people hearing them, but the label that I have did actually do that. They actually put our stuff on the labels and all the streaming services. So any streaming service you want.
On YouTube too?
Yep, I'm everywhere. But you got to find it. That's the thing. It's harder to find. And of course, we came out with the name Uncle Sam before the Uncle Sam guy came out with Uncle Sam. So every time you type in Uncle Sam, he comes up because he had a record contract with a bigger label. So he comes up first, even though we had the name before him. So we became the Uncle Sam Band because he stole our name. So I mean, we were the Uncle Sam Band in '91. He came out in '98. Our album came out in '97. So that shows you the.
So I looked you up. You're right. I remember there was an Uncle Sam and an Uncle Sam Band.
Yep. We were Uncle Sam at first, but in fact, that's why our album says Uncle Sam instead of Uncle Sam Band. He came out with that first. Then we found out that he came out after us, but he had a bigger label, and they promoted his stuff. Our label didn't promote our stuff. So that we kind of wanted to avoid the confusion, so we decided to make it the Uncle Sam Band. So can't fight the big people. but we couldn't change our name. We already had it on the album. You know. Yep. All right. What else you got? I got stuff too.
You got stuff too?
Oh yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got lots of stuff. I had time to. I got home on Sunday, so I was able to put stuff in. But keep going as long as you want.
Do you want to do Chosen?
No. I have some current events that I'd like to do.
Let's do your current events. That's okay.
All right, let's do that. Close this. We don't need this anymore. Yeah, I got some. First off, want to buy a church?
Do I want to buy a church?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do the head pastor.
You can be whatever you want. It's your church. You can. There's 2 churches in Cumberland County that are up for auction. There's one of them.
Does it come with a ready-made congregation, or is it just an empty building?
Good question. I don't know the answer to that, but that's one of them. And let me get the other one up here. There's the other one.
Yeah, that looks like a nice church.
Yeah, I mean, these are nice places. The problem is that, you know, they are up for sale. They said that there's bidding starting at $300,000, which that's cheap. I mean, you can't buy a house for that.
That's cheap for a church.
Yeah, and you know, I wanted to buy. There was one in New Cumberland that went up for sale, and it would start at the bidding at $80,000. I really wanted that because I wanted to convert it to a wrestling school. Because I mean, think about that. The great hall. There's lots of room for a ring. And you take the pews out. That would have been awesome, but I don't even know what it went for. I just didn't. That one was made in 1958. Let's see when the other one was made. The other one was made. Does it say? Let's see. That doesn't say what that one is. But yeah, they're decent churches, and I mean, geez, if it comes with the land and stuff, it's worth that. And I'm sure it comes with the land. So that would be cool. That's the first thing I found. Then we got, you didn't talk about this, and I'm really surprised. I expected you to. We talked about Jimmy Kimmel a little bit. And he was back, but he wasn't back everywhere. Well, that changed because
he's back everywhere now.
He's back everywhere. And I thought that was that was interesting. See, I have mixed feelings on this because I believe in freedom of speech. But I think that it's bad taste if you're going to do it different ways. But I believe in freedom of speech. So I can't really...
I believe in freedom of speech too, and I don't think he should have been yanked from the air, but he did lie, and I think he should have been called out on it.
Yeah.
But I don't think he should have been off the air because it's free speech.
Yeah.
If you start telling comedians what to joke about and what not to joke about, that's not right.
Right.
You just don't listen to them. You don't go to their shows.
Yes.
You write in the newspaper or take an opportunity on a radio program, per se,
right,
to call them out.
Yeah.
You don't tell them they can't run a living.
And so that's kind of a thing I had to think about because my first gut feeling was to get them off the air because that was really bad taste. But you know what? It's bad taste. There's a difference between freedom of speech and bad taste. And
you either believe in freedom of speech or you don't.
Yeah.
It's not a gray area. It's either or.
Yeah. That's what I kind of came up with.
I mean, you can't sit there and threaten somebody.
Right.
With bodily harm or injury or death, but or yell fire in a theater.
Right.
But that's different than what Kimmel did.
Yeah.
Kimmel just poor taste in the eye.
All right.
He's allowed to lie.
Okay. We got celebrity birthdays too. I'm not going to let you get away without them.
Michael, it's 9:09. Birthdays now? Okay.
I don't have a lot of them. The first, let me get it up here. I just
Don't you have an RI? Don't you have a rest in peace you could do first?
No, I don't. I have none, which is really rare.
Nobody of consequence died this week. Come on.
I have nobody to give. I just thought I couldn't go without doing this though. I really feel that we need to do this. Okay, let's see. I thought I had this linked. I don't have it. Okay, we'll bring her up here. Close your eyes for a second. Don't look. Catherine Zeta-Jones is our first participant on The Age is Right.
Pretty girl.
Very.
Not that old. What's she, about 48 maybe?
Ooh, boy, that's low. She's 56.
Really?
Now, here's the interesting part. You know who else is having a birthday today? Her husband. Her husband is having. How do you do that? How do you actually? I mean, there were 364 days that this guy could have had a birthday, but he chose to have it today, that day. Her husband. You know who her husband is? Well, if my thing would work, you would know. Why isn't it working? Hold on. No, it didn't copy. Why didn't it copy? Darn thing. It's supposed to copy. I thought I had them linked, and I don't have them linked, apparently. It really makes me kind of upset about that. That means it's going to be harder to do. Anyway. Oh, that's the number locked. That's why it didn't work. Michael Douglas is her husband. Now, take a look at these two together. Tell me they are a couple. That looks like a father and dad.
No.
A dad and a daughter, I mean.
And daughter. Yeah, he's what, about 78?
81. Yes.
Mm.
Yep. All right. Next, we've got. Why is this not working? Okay, we'll type in the next one. The next one. This works. Will Smith. Will Smith is a birthday too.
I should know this. This is really bad. I don't know. These are my favorite actors. I'm going to say 59.
57, so you get points for that too. All right. Oh, this next one's good. You'll like this next one.
He has a good right hook.
That's what I heard. The next one. How about Mark Hamill? Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker. He's got to be up there too, my man. He's got to be 57.
Well, let me put it this way. He was in Star Wars 1.
What are we talking?
Up
76.
74. So, yeah, believe it or not, little Luke is 74. I have a hard time seeing him as 74 because I think that he should be like he should not age. The Luke Skywalker I'm thinking of is this, or the Mark Hamill I'm thinking of is this guy here. So that's I don't want him to age. Okay, next one, Danny Glover. Wow, that's not who I thought it is. I'm sorry. Wow. Okay. I was thinking it was the guy that was in with Mel Gibson in that buddy film. That's not who it is at all. Well, I apologize for this
guy.
I apologize for this one because you're not gonna know this guy. Says he's a comedian, actor, writer, musician. Hey, that's me. He's me. He's 42. Sorry, I thought he was Danny Glover, or at least the guy I thought was Danny Glover. Unless I can't imagine them having the same name. Maybe he's his son. That would make sense because the guy I'm thinking of is in his 80s or 70s, at least 70s. So, okay, I know you know the next one. Heather Locklear.
Heather.
Ooh, she hit the wall.
She hit the wall all right. She's got to be 71.
Believe it or not, 64.
64?
Yes.
Tom is not that good.
When I look at that picture, I think of someone that is not her. I remember when she was the most beautiful woman in the world. Man, this is the girl I remember. What happened? I guess Tommy Lee is really good, not good for you. Jeez.
Mm.
I'm shocked that she looks like that. Do you remember The Nanny?
Yeah.
She's next on our list. She was the head of the Actors Guild.
Screen Actors Guild?
Yeah.
Yeah,
she is not anymore, but I never watched her show because I really hated her. President of SAG-AFTRA.
Well, you either liked her voice or you didn't.
I didn't. I wouldn't even watch that show.
Well, I would imagine she's 67 or 68.
She is. Oh, you got it. You're almost right there. 68. That's awesome. I don't know if you know the next person. You might know her. You might not know her, but I'm going to put her up there anyway because it's her birthday. The next person on our list is Jenna Elfman. She was in a lot of movies. She's really gorgeous. She's not bad. She didn't age badly. She was in a bunch of sitcoms, and I think she was in a couple movies too. But she's 54, and that's the last. Oh, one last one. Oh wow! This is gonna be interesting. When we were kids, she was pretty big. How about Angie Dickinson?
Angie, she's up there.
Yes, she is. Here's what she looks like now. But still, considering her age,
I'm going to say 79.
Try 94.
Oh my goodness.
So that's aging pretty good for 94.
Yeah, that's not bad.
All right, that's all of them. Get them out of the way. So you did pretty good today. See, you're getting the hang of it. It only took you. Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, we didn't have a whole lot of that. There were a whole lot of them, but a lot of them I didn't even know. So I try to pick the ones that you probably know, or people that I want to, give them some kind of showing because of their birthday and stuff. Because I know they do the same for me. If they knew who I was.
That's right.
Okay, next. That's all stuff I can skip because that's all stuff that's old now. So this is kind of funny. Disney reveals streaming price amid the Kimmel debacle. So after the debacle of Jimmy Kimmel, not only do they kick him off the air for a while, they also decided they're going to have a price increase. Oh man, I don't have Disney, so I don't care. But it went up $2 a month, so it's up to $12 a month. If you're a Disney fan, you get to see all the Star Wars movies, all this stuff. I mean, it's probably worth it. But I'm not a fan of buying Disney. They have some kind of special with Hulu. They're going up to the bundle is Hulu and ESPN and Disney for $17. Actually, it's not bad, I guess. You know,
Well, ESPN is coming out with their own streaming service.
Oh, yeah, because that's what the WWE is under.
Right.
So, you know, it's kind of interesting. Baywatch is going to do, believe it or not, is going to make a comeback. I never watched Baywatch, but, you know, it's one of those things. I don't know if Hasselhoff is going to be in this one, but he's a little old for that. But we're talking, it says the network picked up an update of the 1990s lifeguard drama Baywatch. In fact, that's where Pamela Anderson came from. So
that's right.
Yeah, it's kind of funny to see that they're going to come out. They're going to be out. They're going to have 12 episodes in 27 season. So the
what network?
It is Fox.
Fox.
So it's kind of interesting.
Not that I'll watch it. I was just curious.
I would probably not watch it. It starred David Hasselhoff, and let's see here. Over its 11 seasons, also cast Pamela Anderson, Yasmine Bleeth, Parker Stevenson, Nicole Eckert, David Chauvet, Carmen Electra, and Jason Momoa. I didn't know that. Jason Momoa's on that? Wow. Okay. Well, I guess they did get some people their start in the business. I mean, if you have the body like those guys, chances are you're going to be big. All right, next. This is interesting. There was a big scandal a couple years ago with the Presley estate, where somebody was saying that it was I forget what was that. I forget. There was some kind of, what was the deal? Anyway, woman sentenced to 4 years in prison for scheme to defraud the Presley estate and sell the Graceland estate. So a woman, I kind of remember this. Missouri woman was sentenced to nearly 5 years in federal prison on Tuesday for what prosecutors call a brazen attempt to fraudulently put Elvis Presley's Graceland up for auction. I kind of remember this. I don't know if this happened when you were here or not, but I kind of remember this. Federal judge sentenced Linda Finley to it says one count of mail fraud in U.S. District Court in Memphis in February. It was brazen. It said here what asked. Wait a minute, I gotta find how she did what she did. No members of the Presley estate were present at the sentencing, but it seems to me I remember that there was something about, what was it? It was she said that maybe they owed her money or something. There was some kind of thing that she was.
It was something like that.
Yeah.
She thought they owed her money.
Here we go. The defendant boldly attempted to extort money, funds from the estate of Lisa Marie Presley, because she died, so they couldn't double check. Oh, that was where she said that Lisa put the property up for collateral for money. Yeah, there we go. By creation and filing of a false fraudulent deed of trust. As part of the scheme, prosecutors found Finley forged signatures of Presley's late daughter, Lisa Marie, and Florida notary Kimberly Philbrick. That's right. Then the notary stepped up and said, wait a minute, I didn't do this. Lisa Marie Presley did not pay $3.8 million loan for the company called Nelsani Investments that listed Graceland as collateral. That's what it was. I remember that. That was kind of weird. And the investment was an unregistered entity that prosecutors find Finley was behind. and filed public notices in May 2024 stating that it would auction off Graceland at the front of the Shelby County Courthouse. So, wow, that's gutsy to take someone that died and use them for your fraud scheme. So I'm surprised she got that little. I mean, that's not much, I don't think. Because what was it, 5 years or something? Is that what it said? I think it was like that. Yeah, 5 years of federal prison. Well, that girl's 54. She's going to be 59 before she gets out.
And she'll get out in half the time.
Yeah. Then we got our buddy Sean Combs, accused of a lawsuit of sexual assault and battery by a former personal stylist. Combs is due to be sentenced next week in a separate trial case. Man, they just keep coming.
They just keep coming.
Yeah. Sean
Couldn't
Combs.
happen to a nicer guy.
Yeah. Sean Combs faces a new lawsuit from a former personal stylist who alleges the rapper and music mogul subjected him to a nightmare of sexual, physical, and psychological abuse that lasted a decade. The stylist, DeConte Nash, endured constant unreasonable demands and expectations, forced tests of loyalty and manipulation, sexual harassment, sexual assaults, physical violence, and manhandling, labor trafficking, and threats of harm and threats of death. Man, that's... I can't imagine Sean would do any of that stuff. Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't convict the man before he's innocent until proven guilty, but in my book, he probably did it.
Yeah, and he got away with a lot of that stuff because whatever reason, think about how much stuff was dismissed on him that he should have probably gotten called on. Now YouTube had like, we could lose our account for doing something stupid. Okay, I've been threatened on certain things, but they're going to allow reinstatement of content creators that were previously banned for spreading misinformation about COVID-19 and misinformation about the 2020 elections. So they're going to allow those people who were previously banned to get back on the YouTube. I think they shouldn't have been taken off, but that's, I don't know. I just think that they want to.
Those being taken off was pressure from the Biden administration.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know really what to think about it, but I feel bad because they lost their channel, and I could lose my channel for something stupid. I think we got to make it harder for them to just stop someone from broadcasting. Some of the things that they yelled at me for was usually copyright. Well, you remember back, I don't know, about 6 months or so ago, they gave me a strike for something that was playing in the background that I didn't even when I watched it, I'm like, I don't even know what it is. What are they complaining about? The sound was down. It was something that was behind the picture of me, just a small box. And apparently it was some award show that I didn't even know it was an award show until they told me it was an award show. I didn't know what it was. And they said that was a strike because it was copyrighted material. Like, for instance, this thing that's behind me right now, they could get me. Oh, you can't really see it. Well, I made us bigger so that, see right there, that is something, and I made us bigger so that we can cover that stuff up because those things just show up. I have no control over them being there. I don't even know that they're there because I'm talking. So now that we're bigger, we're going to have less of those. But it just was weird to think that I got a violation for something like that when I don't even know what it was. It'd be one thing if I was playing copyrighted material on purpose. Okay, I don't have a problem with that. You can yell at me for that. But don't yell at me for a pop-up box that shows up behind me and is playing, and you can't hear it, and you can't even see what the thing is. I don't know how they even figured it out, because that algorithm is not going to show that box. I mean, I don't think it will, but I guess it will because it did somehow. So, I don't know. That kind of thing irritates me. Let's see, what else do I got? Oh, this is interesting. Do you remember Spaceballs, the movie?
Yeah.
Well, Rick Moranis, when his wife, I don't know if she died, I guess she died. When his wife died, he quit acting. And he spent all this time making sure his kids were taken care of. Well, they're adults now, so he can go back into the acting business. He wants to make a Spaceballs too. And the story is Rick Moranis coming up. Here we go. There you go. Spaceballs 2. And it's going to have Bill Pullman, Daphne Zuniga, I don't know how to pronounce her name, are confirmed in the first cast photo. So that was I love that movie. It was so stupid. It was moronic. But, those kind of movies are fun. So he'll make his first, he's going to, Mel Brooks will produce and star, and I can't believe Mel Brooks is still alive. He's like in his 90s. So that's weird to think of, but yeah, he's going to make a new Spaceballs with Rick Moranis. So, Prime. Prime got in trouble. Amazon got in trouble for Prime. Big controversy.
Why?
Well, because they were basically screwing people out of money. Let me see here.
Oh, they took you forever
Yes.
to be able to cancel.
Yes.
I remember that.
Well, all the people that they have to pay $2.5 billion to settle this lawsuit, and it's over Prime cancellation trickery. The lawsuit involved claims that some users can get up to $51 under the deal, intended to sign up solely for a lower cost Prime Video subscription. So they got hammered. 3 days into the trial. 3 days into the trial, Amazon said, "Okay, fine, we'll give in." So we'll see what happens. I don't know if I qualify or not. I've had Prime forever. I thought it was a different lawsuit, but that's a lawsuit that's I probably qualify for.
The other thing they have to do is they have to make the cancellation
Yes.
Extremely easy to do.
Yes. So that's kind of interesting that they're going down that road. Next, Rocky Horror Picture Show turns 50. Do you believe that? 50 years. I remember when that came out. I was working at the video studio at B&H, and Terry, the video technician at that time, told me that he got the film ahead of time, and he copied the film onto these 3/4-inch tapes. Now, 3/4-inch tapes were the thing for the studios, then you don't have it for your home things. But he got it, and he recorded it onto these tapes, and that college that I was at, which you were at as well, every weekend they had a Rocky Horror Picture Show party, and they played those tapes, and it was fun because that's the first time I saw it. I was like, what in the world is this?
Yeah, that is one of those movies you go, what in the world is this?
Yeah.
Yes.
How did you come up with something like this? But Meatloaf was in it, and Tim Curry was in it. Tim Curry. There were a lot of people in that movie that actually, Susan Sarandon, Brad, the guy that played Brad, he turned out to, there were some pretty big people that made it. Riff Raff was Richard O'Brien. I'm trying to remember. Barry Bosworth was in it. Yeah, Barry Bosworth. And so there were a lot of people that made it big out of that movie. So it was kind of interesting to see that it's 50 years old. Jeez. And people still have those movies running weekends. So that's still out there. Next.
And there are people that can vote all the time.
Yeah, that's true. It's funny because there's a whole new generation of kids that watch that and actually dress like that normally. There are lots of transvestites and transsexuals, and from, I don't know if they're from Transylvania, but you know. All right, so did you ever wonder where Devo came from?
No.
Never wondered that? Well, they witnessed the Kent State shooting firsthand, and they became Devo because of that. Jerry Casale was interviewed recently. Most Northeast Ohio residents have at least a passing familiarity with Devo, the visually driven post-punk brainchild of Kent State University of Art alumni Jerry Casale, Bob Lewis, and Mark Mothersbaugh. Perhaps less commonly known is the story of how exactly the band came to be. Devo's creation was inspired and catalyzed by the trauma of the May 4th, 1970 shooting of student protesters by the National Guard, both of which Casale and Mothersbaugh, along with former Kent State University art student Chrissy Hine, were present. Two of the victims of the violence, Jeffrey Miller and Allison Krauss, have been friends of Casale's and later said of the incident. So that's kind of interesting that members of Devo were at that, and members of Chrissy Hine. I mean, she from Pretenders, and who was the other person? Another one too. Oh, Allison Krauss. You know, they were all at that Kent State thing. Wow, that's a lot of people that made it big. That were on that campus at that point. That's pretty interesting to me. So I just thought it's kind of weird to think that many people actually made it big out of one area in one time because of one incident. So I find that really, really cool. Do you know where mini golf was created? Well, mini golf was created in a little place out in Georgia called Lookout Mountain. Now, I didn't know that till I got this article. So miniature golf courses have been around before, but Garnet Carter gave English folk character. Hey, this show is really educational. If you really pay attention, you might learn something. So be careful. So the story of Tom Thumb came to us from 1926. Dale Samuelson and Wendy, I can't pronounce her last name, in their book on amusement parks. The game was invented atop Lookout Mountain in Georgia, where Carter owned 7 the course to occupy regular golfers while the big course was being completed, or to entertain children of his guests. However it happened, the public response to the little course convinced Carter he was going to close this ad. That's what he was going to do. Come on, close it. There we go. That he was, where did I put it? Let's see. Oh, now I lost where it was. Anyway, so the golf has been around for a long time. Miniature golf was around for a real long time. It was called midget golf at one time, and America's newest big industry in the 1930s. Hillary Greenbaum and Dana Rubinstein said that for the New York Times. They said. But the 1920s was a last bout of 1920s crazies for the quick run ideas like flagpole sitting, mahjong, and dance marathons. The original mini golf craze quickly faded, but it be picked up again in the 1950s. So there's where we got mini golf. Back in the World War II era, do you know what V-discs are? I had never heard of V-discs either. They were vinyl records of popular music specifically manufactured for soldiers in World War II. I never even knew there was such a thing, but apparently they made these specifically for the soldiers. And I'm waiting for this to come up. Okay, there we go. So, war, vinyl, and print music for the troops during World War II. So, they had these, and that must be the creation of vinyl, maybe. I don't know. See what it says here. Okay, get rid of this. Saturday night I asked my two tent mates if they would like to hear some good music. Yes, we brought down the machine and some of the wonderful records which you sent along. Low Browley, we first put on Dinah Shore singing the tantalizing Mood Indigo. It wasn't on 3 minutes before a major came tumbling in from the nearby tent demanding to know what kilocycles we were on, because they thought it was radio, I guess. But yeah, it's kind of funny because they had vinyl before anyone else, I guess. It's kind of neat. Dr. Seuss was likely the first to use the word nerd in print. However, it doesn't mean he invented the word. So, nerd, I didn't think nerd was that old, but I guess it is. Slang words can be creations of uncertain origin, and nerd is certainly no exception. There are a number of theories on it, beginning on its beginnings. In Dr. Seuss's 1950 composition of The Whimsy If I Ran the Zoo, we have what seems to be the first occurrence of nerd in print. And then, just to show them, I sailed to Catrue and bring back an in-cutch of Preep and Prue, a nerky, a nerd, and a seersucker too. So he had that in print, the word nerd. In the following year, Newsweek carried an article about the latest slang that includes the word nerd. In Detroit, it notes somebody who once would be called a drip or a square is now regrettably a nerd. It was not until the 1960s that nerd, as well as alternate spellings of nerd, take off and appears more frequently in running text as opposed to listing it as slang. So there you go. There's your history on nerd. Yes,
I'm glad I know that now.
Yes, more useless information from this show. Let's see here. There are going to be some new versions of a bunch of Amazon products. They have a version of Kindle readers and Echo speakers that are going to be coming out this fall. Says here they're hosting an event, 2025 Fall Hardware on Tuesday, on today, And it could be a packed show. So next week I'll be able to tell you what they are. It happened today. There's at least one new Echo product and a color Kindle Scribe. And there's going to be a smaller color Kindle as well. And new hardware and potentially a new operating system for their TV. Alexa Plus announcements and upgrades. They're going to have new Alexas. You know, back when I remember when we first launched X, when we were selling, when I was selling stuff, the little disc, the little round thing, the first Alexa, I still have one of those. I remember getting it, and I thought, that's cool. And then I actually bought one for each room. And then they came out with the Alexa, with the video screen. They had the big, tall Alexas. Then I bought them. And then they came out with the video Alexas, and I bought them. They keep making me spend money. I can't stand it. So, anyway, they got new ones that are coming out. So, I don't know what they are yet because they announced it.
You know, we rarely use our Echo.
Oh, I still use mine just about every day. It turns on lights, turns off lights. I have switches that, like to reset, like if I want to reset one of my streaming boxes, I just tell Alexa to turn it off or turn it back on. So I love the Alexa stuff. I think it's a really cool product. All right. Why is it that the world's oldest person is usually a female?
Women outlive men.
But why? I mean,
good question. I don't really know.
Well, there's an article on that, and here it is somewhere. Someday. All right, Guinness Book of World Records explains why the world's oldest person is hardly ever a man and why women live longer. See, I'm going to educate you whether you like it or not. Do women live longer than men? The short answer is yes. Generally speaking, they do. And we have evidence that in monitoring the world's oldest woman, the world's oldest living person has historically been held by women way more than men. It's in a bid to find out why, we spoke to experts at Long Quest, a global authority on human longevity and holders of the Super Centurion database, who help us verify the identities of the oldest man and oldest woman. In the last couple of decades, the title of the oldest living person has changed hands many times, but only one of those people was a man, and he was from Japan. He took the record in December 2012, where he was aged. You ready for this? This is crazy stuff. He was 115 years and 242 days. That's
wow.
That's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. I can't imagine someone being healthy at that age. I mean, I might be wrong, but that's just insane to think about being that age. He died the 12th of June on 2013. He retains the title of oldest man ever after living until the age of 116 years and 54 days. Since then, the oldest living person on record has been held by, here we go, I'm going to try to pronounce these names. Masayo Okawa. Born 1898, died April 2015. These people, how do you live that long? Gertrude Weaver, born 1898, died April 2015. These two had basically the same day. Geraldine Talley, born 1899. That's freaking... died April 2017. I mean, these people, it's insane. I'm looking at these ages. It's like, how do the people live that long? Or why would they live that long is the other question, But Ben
Why
and
would you
her,
want to live that much?
I don't know, unless I can move around, and I'd hate to be a vegetable at that age, or be bedridden for years. And like my grandmother was in bed, it was bedridden because she was, last I don't know how long she was bedridden, but I wouldn't want to have to be around and have other people take care of me. The current age difference between the world's oldest man, Ethel Carterham, and world's oldest man, uh, J.O. Maranhão Neto from Brazil, are 3 years and 1 month. That's typical among the 100 oldest women ever, and the median age is 115 years, 114 days. For the oldest man ever, it's 112 years, 115 days. That shows the present gap with historical trends. I mean, anything in the 90s, I'm not sure that I want to live, but what would we have in the Angie Dickinson's, like 94? I mean, if she's still able to get around and happy, okay, that's cool. But here I am at my age, my body's falling apart now, and these people are twice my age. Come on. I can't even imagine being around those ages. I don't know. I just can't imagine. Uh, Here's Deanie Kamen. She lived to an unbelievable age of 122 years, 164 days. That's just insane. Why would you want to? I mean, I guess I want to live as long as I can, but I don't want to live like when I can't take care of myself. AOL, did you hear about this?
No.
AOL, we're not going to see AOL anymore. They finally are winding down.
They closed it up finally?
Finally, it says AOL ends. Well, first off, it ends its dial-up service today after more than 35 years. I can't imagine anybody has dial-up anymore. That's crazy to think about. That little noise that you get when you dial up, and it takes 10 years to download a file, and it's just crazy. It says here after more than 35 years. Back when AOL started, a friend of mine and a customer of mine, I had New England as my territory. We talked about putting a service together, and we probably should have done that because we could have made money because it was so new. Nobody else was. There were very few people doing it. AOL was one doing it, and there were a couple other guys out there doing it. But really, it really was not. Nobody knew the technology. It was just, and I was there where I could have bought the stuff wholesale. I could have ended up making a lot of money. But it says here, when the company then called America Online launched its dial-up in 1989. When I had that account, it was probably around 1980. No, probably around 1994 that we talked about this, and we just never did it. And we should have done it. I would have been rich a lot quicker. When the company, it says here, it was one of the first. The approach used a modem to convert computer data into audio signals, which could then travel over the phone lines. The dial-up tone, and then we all heard that. We all know that sound. It was just funny. Broadband users overtook the dial in about the mid-2000s. I was one of the first people that got a cable modem, too. When I first moved into here, they were testing cable modems. I'm in the middle of, where I'm at. I'm in the middle of nowhere. When I moved here, Xfinity was one of the first companies that put out cable modems, and I had a chance to test the cable modem. So I was one of the first people to have it in this area. And let's see here. Broadband it says here in the mid-2000s. Mine was 2000 when I got my cable box. Thousands of times faster than the service is 56 kilobits per second. So anyway, they've gotten rid of the dial-up. I really think that, I mean, what do they do? What do they sell now? I mean, they sell, I guess they're just like Comcast is just a cable company that sells cable service and cable modems. Because AOL doesn't do anything other than that. I mean, they own AOL at one point bought Turner Brothers. What's that? What'd you say? Doug, what'd you say?
I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I thought you said something. So it's just kind of interesting to watch that evolution of the stuff, and I guess they basically are just a service provider for cable stuff. But I remember when they bought Turner Broadcasting, TBS, and it was really, that's one of the reasons that Turner got out of wrestling, because AOL hated wrestling. They pushed programming to get rid of wrestling. So, I don't know. They could have beat McMahon had they had more time before they forced the sale. You know who's going to be the entertainment for the Super Bowl this year?
Yeah, I don't know who he is, but
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Yep, Bad Bunny is a big Hispanic that was part of WWE for a while. He actually participated in a wrestling event, a couple wrestling events. So I thought that was interesting. I'm glad to see he's still able to get out there and do things, and that was a short period of time. Trump announced 100% tariffs on films that were made outside the U.S. I think that's really weird that you would tack on against films, but I don't know. Some of the stuff I kind of agree on having tariffs on. Some of the things I don't really agree, like 100%.
One of the problems with this, Mike, is if you travel all over the world to make some movies, you go to different spots around the world.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Tax percentages? Some are 100%. Part of your movie will be taxed at 100%, and part of it won't.
Yeah.
What do we do with Vancouver and TV shows? Where does that come in? How about shorts or 4 or 5 or 3 part series? None of that's been laid out.
Yeah, and for films like you think about one of the big filmmakers is Tom Cruise. All of this stuff is usually made out of the country, and think about what it would cost to. Let's just do some fact finding here for a second. Let's figure out how much did the Mission Impossible cost. So how much do you think I don't know this. So how much do you think Mission Impossible cost?
$250.
Oh, okay. It didn't even. Oh, okay. I forgot to put Impossible. I was going to say that's a lot. It was telling me how much it cost to go to the moon. That's what I was trying to figure out. Okay. Here we go. So $80 million for the Mission Impossible movie. So they would have to make $160 million to break even. I don't understand why you would put that much. There's got to be some reason he's doing that. Actually, I didn't read the article.
He talked to John Voight. John Voight said that foreign countries are stealing the film industry away from Hollywood, away from California.
Okay.
And he said it needed to stop because virtually Hollywood will be non-existent in a few years.
I think that he's doing it the wrong way. I think that that's putting 100%.
California has tried to do tax incentives to keep the movie, because what happening is all these workers in production, people who produce the movies, people who sound techs and makeup artists, and they're losing their jobs because it's all going overseas.
Right.
And so Newsom in California is trying to do some taxation work to keep films in Southern California, and now Trump is trying to keep films in Southern California.
Well, the biggest problem is
tariffs.
The biggest problem is that movies are moving out of California because they're restricting too much stuff, and it's costing too much to go there. They're moving, like a lot of the TV industry. I don't know if you know this or not. A lot of the TV industry used to be in California, but it's not in California anymore, and it's not in New York anymore.
Vancouver?
No, Atlanta.
Vancouver?
Atlanta.
It's in Atlanta?
Yes, and it's in Atlanta for several reasons. The tax incentives are good there. All the Walking Dead stuff has been there. All of the AMC stuff is made in Atlanta now because it's cheaper from there, and the cost of living is so much easier there. I mean, the cost of living in California and in New York is just unbelievable. But down in Georgia, you got a regular place. You can rent a building for a whole lot less than you can in California or New York. So the answer to this is not putting these 100% taxes. The answer is to bring the cost down in California and New York because nobody can afford to film there. So that's why they're going outside. And another thing is that first he'll say movies, but now he's probably going to go next to other kind of TV programming. Every reality TV show and game show that I've been approached for, I should say game shows more than reality TV, but game shows, they make you go to Ireland to do a game show. Why would you do that? Well, there's a couple reasons. First off, you're not going to broadcast what it is to your friends because you're out of the country. Another thing is it's cheaper because there's incentives to go there. But, the thing is, you're not going to be using your cell phone. You're going to be able to be, you're going to be not broadcasting to other people the results of things before they happen. So that's another reason that they go out of the country, because they can easily control what you're telling people. So I think the 100% tariffs are on. It says it's unclear how.
He's also doing it in North Carolina's furniture industry. He's putting on 30% tariff to 50% tariff on furniture made outside of the United States and outside of the too.
I just think that
because our furniture industry is up the country.
Well, geez, I wonder
because
why.
It's cheaper to make the furniture outside the country and ship it in than it is to make it inside the United States.
And those 6-year-olds need to work. The 6-year-olds that they assemble them and stuff.
That's right.
They need work too, But let's see here. Oh, The Simpsons are going to have a theatrical film. It's set to be released in 2027. Who would have thought that? I have a hard time seeing how The Simpsons are still around. To me, that's insane that that's still around. Okay. The world powerlifting champion for women. How old do you think she is? No, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, okay. It says she's training. This is probably the oldest powerlifting person in the world. She's not the champion yet. She's training to be the champion. How old do you think she is?
I'd say 45.
Believe it or not, you're not going to believe it because I don't believe it. You're off. 75.
75.
75. She's doing it to appease her kids. Now she's confident in her strength and ability. 75. I don't even know what to think. I can't even, my words can't even explain how confused I am. I wish I could lift something, let alone lift for a powerlifting championship. All right, let's see. The next one I found, I'm wrapping it up here. This is a weird one. Jumping spiders. Ever hear of jumping spiders?
No.
They go from creepy crawlies to beloved pets. Who are these people that are keeping these spiders? I never understood that when we were talking about tarantulas and stuff like that. Now we got jumping spiders. Last thing I want is a spider that can jump. And let's see.
Not me, man.
Okay, here you go. This is the finale, the grand finale. How much would you receive if the world's top billionaires redistributed their $1.8 trillion wealth? How much do you think you'd get?
I don't know, $57?
Well, I'd take that $57, but let's see how much it would be. It says, okay, we're talking about, here's what we're talking about. 118 billion of Steve Ballmer's, 124 billion of Emiliano Ortega, 138 billion of Sergey Brin, 144 billion of Larry Page, 154 of Warren Buffett, 178 of Bernard Arnault and family, 192 of Larry Ellison, Jeff Bezos, 215 million, 216 million of Zuckerberg, and 342 million of Elon Musk. Didn't somebody go ahead of Musk? Wasn't it with like?
He got it back. Yeah, he got it back.
Oh, did he? Okay, all right. Wow, $342 billion. That's a lot of money. Okay, so that's 1.8 trillion. If they took the home, the U.S. is home of nearly 342 people. That means that each person.
Just talking the U.S.
Yes.
Just talking the U.S.
Well, I don't know.
I was talking the world.
I think we're talking the U.S. If they were to redistribute their wealth, you would get $5,263. That's it. So there you go. Now, if the says here, but what if the 1 trillion was distributed among those that are 18 or up, including Puerto Rico? The estimated is 267 million people. That's $6,742. If you're looking at an equal distribution among the top 10, it might not have a long-term effect, but that 5,000 could be a nice short-term effect on your finances. There you go. Here's the finale. Unless you got anything else you want to talk about.
No, I'm good.
All right.
That's a good finale.
Yeah, it's a good finale. You can get your 5,200 and whatever number it was. I wish, and that'll do it, I guess. That's good. We had a pretty good show. Considering other than the audio problems we had, it cleared up. Whatever it was, it cleared up. And it might have been something with Teams that caused your sound to be weird. I don't know. I couldn't figure out what it was, but I don't think it was bad towards the end. So, all right. I think that'll do it. So this is going to be a fun weekend. I'm going to be getting to play, and oh man, this is crazy. Anyway, it's a very good show. I guess it's time to roll. Let's see, I got to find the right thing to play because our program that we use to to run everything is actually not working. Let me see if it's up again. This came back up, but I don't think it's going to. I hate programs that I pay for that don't work. They work sometimes. It comes back up. Nope. Site can't be reached. All right. Well, so be it. Next week we're going to talk about at least some of the stuff we're going to talk about. We're going to have some. We'll talk about the show I'm doing this weekend. We'll talk about. Do you have anything in particular you're going to talk about next week? What's that?
It'll depend on the news and what I find on the internet.
Yeah. Okay. I will let you go then. And this is. Let me see if I can get this. There we go. All right. Everybody have a good weekend, and I guess this is really just the beginning of the week, so it's not really weekend. Have a good week. That's what it is. And we'll talk to you next week. And thank you for tuning in.